Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. This is my Confederate Rose. It's a beautiful multi-petal flower. If you've seen my previous video, I had it in a tree form and I loved it. It's beautiful, and this is one of the cutting that I took from the old place, and it actually rooted well for me, and I planted in the ground this earlier summer, and you can see it's growing really well. So I just want to show you what I do in order to basically train it into a tree. Now, I was contemplating, I'm going to take you off the stand real quick. I was contemplating about leaving it the way it is so that it would be more of a bush form. With the bush form, you get more growth, kind of like what I'm going to show you at the bottom here. See all these suckers it's sending out, all these new shoots? You'll have more growth, and then you can use them as cutting to create more plants. So I could just leave them until they're healthier in order to take the cutting. But I kind of want to train this into a tree form like what I did at the old house. So usually I would have started it sooner, but I wanted to wait for it to grow some more so I can actually do this tutorial. It's really simple. What I'm going to do is just go in, basically remove all the leaves until it gets to the top, and then let it continue out. Now, it's up to you how tall you want it. Usually I want it to be basically this height that is right now. It's about 3 feet tall, because when it sends out new shoots, those shoots can grow to almost be like 2 or 3 feet tall on top of that. So depending on how tall you want your tree to be, I don't want my tree to be too tall, because when it's too tall, then it's hard to see all the flower at the top. So it just needs to be like just the perfect height, so that you can enjoy all the full flowers. So I'm going to come in, basically remove all the leaves. Oops, not like that. You can go in and cut them. Sometimes when I'm doing a quick video, I just want to snap all the leaves off, but it's best to cut it. Now I am going to leave some of the leaves because, you know, that's how it gets its food and nutrients, is through the leaves. So I'll leave those as is. You can see the shoots coming off over here. This is one shoot right here. It's going to get probably 2 to 3 feet. So you can see if multiple shoots come out. The bush, I guess, on top will probably be about 2 or 3 feet. So the tree trunk right here will stay. So the Confederate Rose will come back every year, but it dies all the way back to the ground. I garden in zone 7B now. Let's see, what else? Depending on how tall it is, you can top it. Basically, that is just go in and you prune the tip of it. That's where the height is that you want it to stay. My height is good right here. So I'm going to give it a couple more, probably growth, and then snip it at the tip so that it'll send out all these new shoots growing from all sides. At the bottom, what I'm going to do is remove the suckers. The other two are too small, I think, to cut it, so I'm going to let it grow a little bit. But this one is perfect height, so you can actually root it and make a new plant from this. So this is how you would train a Confederate Rose to be in a tree form. Really simple, really easy. And then these are the shoots at the bottom here that I'm just going to let grow. See, they're just a little bit too small. you want to have a couple of nodes. A node is where the flower, where the leaves intersect. So here's a node right here. So this is where the leaves are. And then the nodes would be right here, this whole thing encompassing it. So you get new growth right here. So you want to be able to have enough on a new cutting that you take to strip one, kind of like what I did here. See how here's a node right here? I stripped that leaf, and so it kind of creates a wound. That's where the root's gonna come out. So basically it's about 6 inches. And then I just go stick this in my medium and then plant it again in the springtime. So again, I'm just waiting for these guys to get a little bit bigger, and then I'll go in and I'll trim them back. And then you'll get new suckers. Okay, sorry. See, this is what happens when you just snap it as opposed to cutting it. The wound, sometimes you'll create a bigger wound, but it'll heal up. So I'm not too worried about it. They're pretty hardy. Now, wherever there's a leaf, that's where a node is going to be. So like right here where I snip it, that's a node. And then from that node, you'll have new growth. Like you'll have a growth right here that will send out. Now, when it sends the new growth out, which is up here if you get higher up, if you want to keep it in a tree form, you got to remove those nodes. Otherwise, they create into another branch, just like this over here. So you'll send out a new branch right here. So all along here, you'll want to go in. You want to go in and take those. I mean, they're called a sucker, but they're good suckers. They're just new growth that's coming in. So if it's unwanted, I guess then it's considered a sucker. See over here? Here's a new growth right here. But basically, this is where I wanted to start sending out new growth so that it'll fill up a little bit more. And the top of it looks really cool. Look at this. Like over here, it looks like it's almost starting to flower. See that? So this is the top. It's about 3, I would say maybe 3.5 foot right now. And I'm anticipating that the new growth that it sends out, like right here, it's already 6 inches. It's going to grow, and then it's going to send out new shoots from that growth. And then it's going to keep on growing and get bigger and fuller. So that's how you train a Confederate rose. I hope this helps you guys, and this is something that I've done, and I really enjoyed the standard, which is the tree form of the Confederate rose. It's so beautiful, and a lot of times it's hard to find something hardy enough that you can train it up, but that's definitely one of my favorite way to train a Confederate rose. Now you can just let it grow and get really bushy and big, and they're beautiful that way too. But if you train it into a tree form, you can underplant it with a whole bunch of other stuff underneath. So if you have a smaller garden, this would be ideal. All right, you guys, that is it. I hope you are having a fabulous Labor Day weekend. Many blessings to you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.